Yes, it's Nick Farrow with English Discovery again, and yes, I thought that might happen because it's a crazy topic. Countable or uncountable nouns in English. And it's part 2, which is about the craziest part. Now, there's no new vocabulary, so let's go quickly into a short review. So we know that milk is a liquid, so it's uncountable, and smoke is uncountable too, of course, but directions are countable, and so are smartphones and bullet holes. But be careful, if we are talking about one smartphone, then we are going to use is, not are, of course. All okay? Let's go to the main part of the second lesson. Now, peas are countable. That's okay. But popcorn is not. That's not okay. And cornflakes are countable. So you can see that the logic is not very good in some cases. This can be pretty difficult to understand, but more examples will give you a good general understanding. Oh, one more point before we start. Of course, is must be was in the past tense. Look at this example. And are changes to were. Another example. All okay? So, how do we decide if something is uncountable or countable? Well, liquids are easy enough to understand, but small items can be confusing. Maybe 6 buttons is okay, but other cases are not. Do we decide by size? Or if it's easy to count, maybe? Or maybe it's just natural to count. I think all 3 of these can help making the choice. But there are a lot of special cases which make things difficult to understand. What about peanuts? We say peanuts, but do we ever really count them? I think this is where it gets really crazy. Let's look at some different ideas to understand which things are countable and uncountable. When things are mixed to form one group, then it's not possible to count them. You cannot say, I have 7 food or 21 jewelry. You may have 3 apples and 2 oranges, but you can't say, I have 5 fruits. This rule is usually pretty clear. Some people are confused about money, because we always count money, but the word money is also usually mixed, like dollars and cents, or euros and cents. We can count dollars, pounds, and cents, but the word money stays uncountable. Many concepts are uncountable in English. You can't say, I have some informations or some advices. Even the news with an S is uncountable. However, ideas are countable. Why? Well, it's a bit crazy, but please try to remember these case by case. These are usually uncountable nouns. Perhaps we think of them as material, like plastic or glass. But we still need to count them. Here are some ways that we can give numbers to those uncountable nouns. Okay. Here's another problem. Little cakes are countable, and one large cake is countable until you cut it. You may go to a shop and buy some small cakes or one large cake. At home, you eat 1 or 2 small cakes. Or you maybe eat some of the large cake, maybe one slice of cake, as in the picture. Chocolate is similar. So I want some chocolate, or I want some chocolates. They have slightly different meanings. Here's a guy calling for a pizza, or maybe 2 or 3 pizzas. Pizzas also are countable until you cut and eat them. Earlier, we learned that wine and cheese are uncountable. But if we want to talk about particular types of wines and cheeses, then they can be countable. You may go to a shop and say, they have a large selection of wines. And one more point, especially for students. Work, we already said, is uncountable, and homework also is uncountable. But we can count assignments. So you need to choose the correct word for each situation. Here's another one, hair. Because we have so many thousands of hairs on our heads, it's natural to use the uncountable form when we are describing people. Short hair. But just 1 or 2 hairs and, well, in this case, it's trouble. Now we don't count either fruit or vegetables. So why is it that fruit is uncountable and vegetables are countable? I don't know. Here's one that can cause a real misunderstanding. Imagine that you have guests coming to your house and your partner or your husband or wife is out shopping. You need these. So you call him or her on the phone and say, I need some flour. Unfortunately, you said this, and you're going to get this for cooking. You should have said, I need some flowers. That's how important the S is. Another point, notice how, when we're talking about very general ideas, we don't use a or the or some. But when we talk about real things, for now, then we need to be clearer. We use words such as some or a or the, etc. And here's a guy talking about uncountable items, tea and cake, but he makes them countable using a cup and 2 pieces. And here is a woman asking someone to go shopping. She wants 2 cans of soup, 200 grams of sugar, 1 liter of milk, 3 apples, and some bananas. So you can see that there is a mix of countable and uncountable items. Here is one small useful hint. Look at the first 3 sentences. They are all about countable or uncountable items, but they all use the expression a lot of. It's very natural and useful in positive sentences. The other sentences are negative, and then it's more natural to use much or many case by case. Okay, we are almost finished. What about these? What's the difference in their meanings? I think the pictures make it quite clear. Chicken to eat is kind of non-count like material, and loving one chicken is strange. My final point is this. It's not easy to be able to use this language point correctly all the time. However, if you make a big effort and try to notice grammar points like these when you are listening to people, especially native speakers, this will help you to develop a more powerful understanding of these points. And if you find good examples, please try to repeat them. Speak them out loud when you have a chance. Your communicative power will get better and better. Thanks for watching. Did you survive this topic? Please look out for other videos on my channel. And if you like the lesson, please give me a like.